Heyo and welcome in today. Today you're joined by me, Daniel, and today I'm drawing this image here. This lady. This started out as just a fun little drawing, and then I decided I wanted to do it as a 90-minute art challenge so I can focus in and actually get better at drawing it and drawing people and humans and things like that. Because it's always something I'm trying to improve on. It does help a lot. This was an image I found on deviantart.com. So it's Hacking Punk number 44 by Official Defaults, if you can see at the top there. So it's actually an image from the internet from DeviantArt, so it's not my work at all. So I have to credit it there. I do usually use pixabay.com to find images to draw from, and I pretty much use these images to draw and get better at drawing with. I don't use them in my own work, and I don't um, yeah yeah so today I'm drawing this, as you can see. I had a few attempts before this. I think I was just drawing it for fun a few times. I was like, oh, this was drawing a picture that I found that I got interested in drawing a little bit, because it has that whole kind of steampunkish, like the game 2022, I think it's called. I'm not 100% sure. But it has kind of that hard rock kind of feeling to the image, which in it is an interesting kind of scene I wanted to portray. And her pose and everything was interesting to me. So yeah, I just wanted to draw that. But yeah, it did have its challenges, like, because she's slightly angled, she's not exactly, directly side position, she's 3/4. Um, so that, if that is a little bit on the challenging side. There's ways around it, and things I did do while drawing it a few times that did help with that, using lines, using the proportion tools, using the third, breaking up to um, three pieces here, using the lasso tool, a few of these tools that I have in my arsenal, what they call in my toolbox, ready to go there. I did use as much as I can, to try and get everything right and the positioning right, but it's always kind of, for me at least, a little bit fiddly at times, because I do have to kind of work out where things lie, compare things to each other, like how big the head is versus the rest of the body, and all these things that I do have to consider. And yeah, using those three ruled lines there does help a lot. So I think I would have struggled even more if I didn't have those lines there, as well as using some rules kind of to follow. As I said, how many heads tall is she, kind of thing. That's kind of a rule. Say drawing a human is, I think it was 7.5 heads. And this is chopped and changed depending on the kind of human you're drawing, and the kind of style can change, I guess, for some rules. But I don't think there's a full rule about it as far as I know. But yeah, because people obviously have differences and things like that, so there's not always one rule fits all. But in the majority, there's a lot of anatomy rules that apply here. Yeah, and in the end, the skeleton is all the same basically. So if you understand the skeleton, go from there, and then from there apply the differences. But yeah, it's a new challenge, and it was really fun and interesting. It's always good just to go out and just draw something that you randomly find that is interesting to you. You know, not always being like, well, this is, you know, something I really need to study or draw, or want to get better at. You know, sometimes it's good just to to find something to draw that interests you, and that is what you should be doing. But you know, outside of learning and professionalism, if you're a professional artist, and things like that, just going out and drawing for yourself just for fun is a really great way to really level up your skills without, you know, kind of forcing yourself to level up your skills, if that makes sense. Yeah, I find it really helpful just to do this, and every now and again, you know, I do find images like this that do, you know, I do enjoy drawing. Out of the blue, it can be like animals and things. Sometimes I bring them into my 90-minute art challenge, like I did for this. Um, Other times I just kind of draw them and draw them once, and that's it, you know. I just drew it because, you know, I had fun. Like, back in the day, you know, when I was a kid, seeing things like Pokemon, you drawing like Pikachu and Spyro the Dragon, just drawing Spyro the Dragon, um, and drawing, you know, Goku from Dragon Ball Z, even though I really didn't draw him that well. But you know, interesting characters that I've seen, and be like, yep, he's cool. I want to draw him. You know, it's always a bit of fun, and it does keep, you know, the artistic journey alive, and you know, give you that reason why am I drawing. You know, it's a bit of fun. um, and yeah, it can show you how far you've gone as well. You know, if you repeat a drawing, you know, remember drawing something from years ago and then you redraw it. Like, for me, it would be Spyro. If I was to draw Spyro again, it would be like, oh wow, you know, compare it to possibly when I started drawing, what it looked like, to now what Spyro, you know, what I can draw Spyro like now, or paint him like, you know, because he's an awesome character, and yeah, I have fun drawing dragons. And all that stuff. So yeah, it's epic. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing my channel grow and seeing my art grow. I am slowly been doing a few projects here and there. As you can see, most of them at the moment have been 90-minute art challenges, nothing too major. But I'm dealing with a big painting at the moment, and it is taking a little bit longer than I expected. But you know, I have dedicated that time. I'm like, you know, I'm not pushing it, being like, well, I'll try finish it today. No, it does need. I'm like, no, I need to give myself another week because it's still got, you know, some more potential there. For, you know, for where it's at, you know, I feel like it's at 60%, you know, complete kind of stage. So, and sometimes I would say, oh, it's complete, you know, and then that's it. But I'm like, no, I need to actually push it further, then, you know, push it further, because I feel like, yeah, that's the thing I need to do a little bit more this year is, definitely push some pieces a bit further than I usually would, because yeah, I call it finish kind of a thing, but then it's like, well, I have this due date or something, and then, you know, that's its due date, no matter kind of what it looks like, that's its due date, that's when it's finished. And yeah, it would kind of cut the piece, and it'd be like, oh, it's finished, it looked kind of good enough, you know. But if I give it another week, be like, no, well, I need another week for this, I know that I can level it up even better than what it is looking now. And you know, it's a hard decision to make sometimes, but I just go for it. Another week is what I need for it. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Keep creating, and see you in the next video.